Problem solving within learning. The benefits of online school. The stigma. We've all heard the stereotypes around online schools. Online school doesn't provide enough of an education. Kids who do school online aren't socialized properly. And probably the biggest one is, if a child is doing school online, it either means that they were falling behind in public school, or they're just different in some way. I'm here to tell you that that's not true. My goal in this presentation is to show you this is not the case. In fact, if applied correctly, online schooling can be beneficial to everybody. I'm not trying to say that online schools are superior to public schools. I just want to clarify what an online school is and what it can do for its learners. Let's get the statement of the education is not the same out of the way. This is true, but it's also not. Yes, the education isn't the same, but not in the way that you would think. All learning outcomes for the courses you take are the same as the ones that you have in public schools. The only difference is the way that you go upon reaching those learning outcomes. In no way do people taking school online do less learning than people in public school. In fact, I believe that oftentimes the education that you receive in an online school can surpass the education from a public school. Before that statement gets taken the wrong way, let me explain. The big difference. In my opinion, the thing that sets public schools and online schools apart is the option of easy support. In my experience, it's a lot easier to get support in public school than it is with an online school. That's not saying that you don't have access to it at all. In most situations, you have access to help through your teachers and mentors, but it's harder than just walking into your teacher's classroom and asking a quick question. I believe that this is a positive thing because it forces you to problem solve. Instead of going to a teacher every time you need help, you're made to research and use problem-solving skills to get your answer. A quick explanation. See, with problem solving, we learn that the answer is more than just one sentence. We learn to analyze the information given, identify the parts we don't understand, and then we go out and find the rest ourselves. This style of thinking is what we use as adults. There won't always be somebody there to answer your every question. Most of the time, you'll need to find the answer yourself. I believe that this promotes independence. With strong problem-solving skills, students can achieve higher levels of independence. Students can now rely less on teachers and more on themselves. Again, this is a valuable lifelong skill that will be used constantly throughout everybody's life. From personal experience, I can say that being able to rely on yourself is an extremely positive thing. You often hear people from public schools saying things like, "The teachers are horrible. They don't teach me anything," or "If the teachers were better, I would get better grades." With being able to problem solve every time you feel like you're missing information, it eliminates the need for other people. With these skills, you can achieve anything you would like to do. I'd like to show you this video on problem solving.
Welcome to Professor Jeff's videos on learning. Today, I will answer the following question in 2 minutes. What is problem solving? Problem solving is a multi-step procedure used to overcome obstacles and achieve goals. Let's examine the three components of this definition. A problem is a gap between what you have and what you want. All problems have two things in common: goals and obstacles. Goals are anything you wish to achieve or anywhere you want to be, and this includes avoiding something. For example, if you're thirsty, your goal is probably to drink. An obstacle is anything that prevents you from achieving your goal right now. If you're thirsty and your goal is to drink, a barrier to this might be that there's nothing to drink. So you need to overcome that obstacle. In order to do that efficiently, you have to go through 4 steps: clarify, ideate, develop, and implement. First, you need to clarify the situation, which includes defining your goal, collecting the data, and identifying the challenge. This step is important. For example, you don't want to confuse the real problem with its symptoms. Albert Einstein said that if some imminent disaster threatened the world, and he had 1 hour to address the crisis, he would spend the first 55 minutes identifying the problem and the last 5 minutes solving it. In the second step, you need to generate ideas. The objective here is to come up with a range of possible courses of action without evaluating them. In the third step of the process, you analyze your ideas. You choose the best one and you develop a solution out of it. Finally, in the fourth step, you move your solution from your head into reality. Thank you for watching this presentation and see you soon.
See, with online school, you learn to solve problems, not just identify them. Now let's be fair. With online schools, you also miss out on some things. You miss out on most group work. You'll find it difficult to work with bigger groups if you don't have that experience. The social aspect of schools just isn't there. Now this isn't directly affecting your learning, but it needs to be said. This is where you need to decide what works best for you. When it comes down to it, everybody works differently. No two people will have the exact same learning style. I believe that it's important to experiment with different styles of learning, just because if you don't, then you won't be able to identify what works best for yourself. Both options have their benefits. In my opinion, online schools have more of those benefits. But that's all up for conversation. I think that the independence that online schools ask of the students is healthy. I feel like you learn in a way that is relatable to adult life, rather than just studying particular facts for a test and exam. Again, the point of this presentation wasn't to say that online schools are better than public schools. It was to teach somebody about the benefits of an online school.